One of the most important things about Argenta is the ability to classify and categorize every record in the system. We do this using classification codes. I'm Cammie Baker-Klein, the Director of Account Services for Argenta, and in this video, I'll walk you through Argenta classification codes. Let's get started by taking a look at all of the classification codes in Argenta. Keep in mind these are found throughout the system, in their respective sections, but you can easily view and modify them all by selecting classification codes. Here, in the main menu on the left side of your screen, you'll be redirected to a list of links to every classification code in the system. If you know what you're looking for, you can search for it here, in the search bar. Classification codes make it easy to filter your data. As you can see, there are many ways to classify and categorize your records to get the most out of filtering and reporting. Every module in the system has a powerful filter, where you can build real-time reports right where you are. Once you find the classification code in the list that you'd like to work with, you can click on it to view all the items used to classify the record type you select. Argenta comes preloaded with standard classification codes for each section. This is meant to help you understand how a classification code can be used. You can keep as many or as few of these codes as you like. You can remove all of them and use the code in a different way. The only exception to this is system codes. Public forms and e-commerce interfaces often use these codes automatically to classify data for you. System codes cannot be removed. Also, if you're using a classification code anywhere in the system, you won't be able to delete it. You'll receive a message letting you know that code is in use. This is to protect the integrity of your data, and for that same reason, classification codes can't be renamed. If you or one of your users change the name of a classification code in the wrong way, it would corrupt all of the records classified with that code. We put these stopgaps in place to protect your data. If you absolutely must remove a classification code, you can find all of the associated records by using a filter, then use a bulk action to reassign them all to a different code. Adding a new classification code is very easy. Click the Add New button, then simply type a name for the code. Click the Add This Classification Code button, then take a look in the list where you'll see your new code. What's nice is you'll be able to begin using this code in any associated filter or report. Like all of the lists in Argenta, you can export your classification codes to Excel or Google Sheets will work too. Use the Classification Codes List button right here, or use the main menu to return to the main list of all classification codes. Now, let's take a look at classification codes in action. We'll use a common one. Argenta's workflow and productivity module includes a document library where you can upload as many documents as you like and share them with your team. Classification codes are very important here because categorizing your documents makes it easy for your team to find them. Let's say your program director is planning an event, but she's unsure of everything she needs to do. She knows there's a document in the library about this, but she doesn't know what it's called. She can filter the list by document category to try to narrow it down. She can filter by all the categories she thinks might work, or she could filter by all categories and exclude the ones she knows won't include the document she's looking for. This is what makes Argenta filters so powerful. You can filter by one or many items, by as many of the fields as you like. A count of the returned records is always displayed above the list, so if you wanted to know how many documents are categorized as financial, you can pull that up very quickly and easily. In your day-to-day work, you'll come upon classification codes throughout the system. If you need to add one, you don't want to have to exit the workspace you're in to pull up the classification codes list. That's why we designed the workspaces to allow creation of classification codes on the fly. Let's say you were in the workspace for a document and you wanted to categorize it using a code that doesn't exist. No problem, you can just click the Add icon right next to it and add a new one. When the Add window closes, the code you added will automatically be selected and you can keep going. I've taken you through the basics of using classification codes in Argenta. You'll find them everywhere in every module. We designed Argenta so you can easily add and work with your data, but equally as important is being able to use that data effectively in reports and analytics. Classification codes are a big part of how we make that easy for you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope you find this and all of our knowledge-based articles help you get the most out of Argenta.